How's it going, guys? My name is Sloth, and today we're going to be doing a 2v2 tier list of multiverse characters. This is my thoughts and opinion from playing against these characters or as these characters, so if you disagree with anything, just let me know in the comments below and the reasoning you have behind it. Anyway, let's get into it. Start off the list, I have Steven, and he is going to go into the B tier list. I think Steven honestly is probably much better than B tier, but I have not seen or nor can I play that good with Steven. It's a character I'm thinking about putting more time into to see what he really has, but his moveset seems insane to me and kind of shocks me that I don't run into more Stevens who just dominate the game. I mean, any character that can place platforms seems to be like they have great utility to begin with. Not to mention that his dodge allows him to shield his teammates and himself, which can come which can play into a very annoying combo. Um, Overall, I don't have much more to say about Steven. He's a character I need to pick up and play a lot more with. Up next, we got Morty. And Morty's actually going to go in the A tier for me. And originally, I didn't think this character was good at all. I would have put him at C tier about a week ago. But the recent buffs and me just watching more gameplay of other people who can play him much better than me, I believe this character actually is A tier and maybe even S tier. But I'm going to put him in A for right now. I think he is one of the best zoners of the game, and he brings a lot of util. Not to mention his teleport's insane. Giving him a shield on the teleport, letting him absorb one hit, can really get you out of sticky situations. Not to mention he can call a platform to save himself. And not only that, I noticed that people are using his checkpoint for attacks, which I didn't even think of, and it works out very well. I saw really cool kills with his checkpoint. Anyway, so that's why he is going into A. Next up, we have Tom, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about Tom because they kind of gutted him a little bit in the last patch, so I'm going to put him in B tier. But the developers have already noticed this, and they're going to buff him, and they've already stated this. Um, so in the next patch, he will be much better, so I'm not going to spend much time talking about him, so he's going in B. Up next is Arya, and I think Arya is a lot better in 1v1s than she is 2v2s. She has to get in very close for the kills, not to mention she's the lightest character in the game, or the second lightest. I'm not too sure what Gizmo weighs, but that's why I'm going to put her in B tier. I think she's probably going to get a buff here soon. Her face still is very powerful though, I think. Um, but yeah, I'm going to put her in B tier. Up next, we got Superman, and no other character makes me rage more than Superman. Superman can literally grab you on the side of the platform and toss you down at 30% with no recovery available. Not to mention, I could down smash a character 4 times at 50% with any other character and it wouldn't kill them. Not saying it doesn't every time, I just had that experience the other day, so I'm putting this in the video. But Superman is going in S tier because he is so annoying, and I think the grab needs to be nerfed. That's probably the only thing I really hate about him. Even without the grab, I still think he's S tier, maybe A tier. He's still very good even without it, though. Alright, now we're going to move on to Jake. Jake is one of those characters I feel like I win with more times than not. I feel like he has excellent edge guarding abilities, not to mention his stretchy punch is insane. Uh, his car, when he down smashes, it's near impossible to block. I feel like he is very good. However, I don't feel like he is S tier. I'm going to put him in A and towards the back end of A because I feel like some of the characters in A do provide more to the team than he does. But I love playing as Jake, and I think he's A tier for sure. Up next, we got Finn. Finn is one of those characters that was OP when the game first came out, but they heavily nerfed him. They kind of gutted him a little bit compared to what he used to be. He got gutted. I still think he is playable. They didn't do him as bad as Tom, although he's going to end up in the same tier as Tom and B. I think he does have some value. I think his teleport is like the best thing he has going for him right now. He's still super fun to play. I can definitely see them giving him a few buffs overall, but he's going to end up in B tier for me. Now we're going to move on to Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is very fun to play, and I definitely think she's good. I'm gonna put her in A tier. I feel like when I play her, I always have her utilities, her bat bomb, her little traps she sets. Her cooldowns are not very much, which I think is fine. It works for her character. Um, I think she has one of the best up smashes in the game. Um, but yeah, no, I don't have a whole lot to say about her either, but she's definitely A. Now let's take a look at Batman. Batman is going to go into the S tier for me. I think Batman is really good and one of the best characters in the game. I think he's top 4, arguably top 3. I am going to put him below Superman just because I find Superman more annoying, but Batman's Batarang, Smoke, and Bat Bomb are all insane. Especially since his received a buff and I think a nerf as well. But the buff is that whenever he plays Smoke, any projectiles won't hit him, including like Bug's rocket or his safe. But I don't believe it slows down the enemies anymore. I could be wrong about that. Regardless, I still think he is S tier and top 4 in the game. Now let's talk about Lebron. Lebron is one of the characters that surprised me, kind of like Morty. I didn't think he was that good at first, but I believe he got a recent update buff where he can teleport to his basketball, which he can make insane plays out of. His basketballs could just be frustrating to go up against, especially when he has up to 3 of them at a time on the platform. Especially if it's like a map like Rick and Morty or Scooby Doo's Mansion, where he can bounce them off walls. He's very effective there. I would definitely put him in A tier. Um, Towards probably the back though, but I think he's a very good character, and it's another one of the characters that surprised me, like Morty. Now let's take a look at Taz. Taz has recently received a buff after being gutted. I still don't think he is that good, coming in tier C for me. I still think he is the second worst character in the game. Um, he does have kill potential. That's about the only thing he has going for him. I'd like to see him be buffed. To I wish he would add more combo potential with him because I feel like he doesn't have any combos at all. Um, but yeah, so he's C. Wonder Woman is one of those characters that can be extremely annoying to play against, especially when she has shield going for her and you have to either avoid getting comboed by her or try to go in for an attack and not get hit. Uh, that is probably her most annoying feature, but even then she has a lot of good abilities and move sets. Not to mention, one thing that's pretty cool I like about her character is one of her up smash when she does like the kick, it can actually down spike if someone tries to go up and hits her foot, which is kind of cool. Not that useful, but is pretty. I like that. But I'm gonna put her in A. I feel like she's in a great spot. One of the best like balanced characters in the game. So just gonna go into A for me. Up next we have Velma. Velma is no surprise here going into S tier. She has fantastic range, so much utility. It's unreal. She has a megaphone, which is insane in itself. Great for killing, great for knocking people back. Her words, they're annoying to deal with. She has the bottle on the ground that makes people freeze, which is insane. The cops, or I'm sorry, the mystery van now, all of it's just really good. I'm putting her in S tier. So if you're someone who is very new to the game and want a very basic character to pick up, look no further than Shaki. Has one of the basic move sets, nothing too special about it. His Ultra Instinct is good. Um, his sandwich is alright, but his main annoying factor with him is his sidekick, which isn't even that annoying, but it is very good. Overall, I'm going to put him in B, a very generic character. So let's talk about Iron Giant. I know I said Superman made me rage the most, but Iron Giant comes a close second when you face someone who knows how to play him to the point where you can't even get a hit in. I came across this one guy who was like level 36 with Iron Giant, and he would just throw me off the side of the map and give me no chance to recover. Now, I know that not all Iron Giant mains are that good. I do, however, think he is definitely A tier, especially with the armor he has that requires up to like 4 bolts at times. It's super annoying. Only he is very easy to combo though. That is his biggest weakness. And especially with that, if you play against someone who doesn't fully know how to use him, he's just really a free win. But when you come across someone who knows how to use his kit properly, and not only that, like extremely well, you're not gonna have a fun time. So he's gonna go into A. Alright, and up next we have Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny is definitely going in the S tier for me. I think he is one of, if not the best characters in the game. He has so much going for him. He feels like he's impossible to kill. Um, I mean, he has the helicopter, like his ears, and he like glides, which helps him get back on the platform. Not only that, he has the rocket. He can ride up or to the side if he just wants to try to avoid combat. Not only that, he has the the tunnel. He can just hide for a bit. He has so much stuff to his util. He's just so good. So he's going to top at S tier for me. Up next, let's talk about Gizmo. Gizmo, I've had a blast playing. He's been one of the most fun characters I've played in this game. I am going to put him in A, and that might honestly be me being a bit biased towards Gizmo. He might fall under the B category, but I just have so much fun, I have to put him in A. I feel like he has a lot of stuff going for him. He has the car, which is great just because it seems like no one knows how to counter that. Um, you have the popcorn. The only bad thing about the popcorn is that it is kind of hard to set up. The arrows, it's hard to be in position for that. The down smash with it is okay. The car is probably the best bet for it. But even then, I feel like it's kind of a little weak just because of the setup. But he's going to go into A tier for me. Up next, we have Garnet. And Garnet for me is going to go into the C tier. I personally think she is currently the worst character in the game, and that's just because her moveset really limits her movement. I know her Shockwave and her Gauntlets are really good. The Shockwave is very good for edge guarding as well. I think she does have areas where she does shine. I just think that Taz outshines her just a tad bit. I think he does have incredible kill potential, and yeah. So that's why she's going to go in the C for me. Up next, we have Rain Dog. Rain Dog is going to go in the top of C for me. I feel like he has one good move, and that's pulling his teammates back to him. But if you have a teammate like mine who likes to mess with you, he would just pull you off the map for shits and giggles. So he's going to go into C tier. I don't think he has too much working towards him other than that, and nor have I seen anyone use him that effectively. So he's going to go to C. So yeah. Well, that is my tier list, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And just leave in the comments below if you disagreed and what's your thoughts. Later.